We booshin'?
We're booshin'.
We boosh all day, baby!
Oh, that's the non-energized intro from the Cowboys CanFan here on the Wednesday night main event 2024 schedule release party.
Hey-oh!
Crack 'em if you got 'em,
son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em in those ear holes of yours,
Oh,
everybody.
yeah, and we got him because AJ came rolling in with a 24 case today on this Wednesday night main event. And yeah, that's going to bleed into a couple Sunday services and, maybe one or two main events, but it's nice. I don't have to worry about only having 2 tonight. I can have 12.
That's right.
Maybe we'll bring it on all the way over to the season.
Maybe it will happen. Maybe this. I'm only going to drink one of these every time the Dallas Cowboys win in 2024.
Get that crack 'em in
Get
you,
it
AJ.
in you. Crack 'em if you
Crack 'em if you got
Crack 'em if you
'em.
got 'em, son.
Bandwagon boys. We weren't here for the Sunday service on Sunday. Obviously, I was coming back from the United States of America, where a lot of people that watch the show are from.
And tell them what you were doing there.
I was going to see a concert for Pearl Jam, but it was Mother's Day. So out of our respect to our mothers, we kind of thought, hey, maybe we shouldn't do the show today. And wife,
Right.
mother of your children. So we didn't go Sunday. And it always feels like when we skip, now that we do the Wednesdays and the Sunday or Thursday or whatever kind of outlay we do, I feel like I don't see you guys forever. Like I feel like I haven't seen you guys in a long time.
I know, and unfortunately, with the long weekend coming up, we're going to have another non-Sunday service because I'm away. But
This one?
yeah, this
It's
Sunday.
a long weekend?
It's a long
Yeah,
weekend.
long weekend, May long,
For,
babe.
for us regular folks, it's a long weekend
long.
there, AJ.
May long.
Okay, I'm just living in my own world, baby.
Every weekend's a long weekend, son.
All right.
Every weekend's a long weekend for AJ.
But guys, big news today. There's been a couple other things happening in the NFL and with the Dallas Cowboys, but obviously the major thing for the NFL that happened today was the NFL schedule release, which also leads to the Dallas Cowboys schedule release. And I got to ask you guys something before we jump into it. Being on social media today, you kept seeing leaks. I kind of hate seeing the leaks.
I hate seeing the leaks.
but I can't help but look.
I know, we were sending it to each other all day long.
I can't help but look. Like I see it and I want to be surprised, and I've waited so long, and I just can't help but look at every single one. And then if you guys haven't seen it, I send it. Like, I
Look.
just can't help it.
And as our mentor has said, as content creators, we need to put our personal. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have a mentor.
I was about to say who the fuck is our
Well,
No,
what
but
I-
like
what I-
we have to. You're just my point that I was gonna say after my joke was just you can't help it now. Before it was like, oh, you could just avoid reading the newspaper or avoid going online when the internet was in its
Infancy?
infancy. But now
Before
it's
social
like
media.
now it's like even if I'm trying not to, even if I'm going through Twitter, just scrolling, of course it's in my fucking feed. So
The algorithm knows.
yeah, I'm just getting those updates. And then I'm looking and I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to see it, I'm going to spoil it for the boys. So
Oh, for sure. I don't want to be the only one that I don't want you guys to be surprised.
Well, I think I'm going to start bringing Cowboys memorabilia or Cowboys merch with me to work, so that when something like that happens, I can do a quick take. Like I can easily film something.
Just have a hat there. Have an office,
know.
a Cowboys office hat.
I know, and I have enough hats, cowboy hats, that it's like I don't always wear these ones, but I could easily keep one there just so that if I'm cranking out a midday content, because there's a couple things that as
need
Oh,
to.
I thought you were
You
gonna
need-
I thought you were
oh,
cranking out a midday
midday-
something else.
Midday bait.
can't do it.
Midday
I will
bait?
not. I will not cross the line like
Well,
that.
okay, at least it understands a midday bait at where you work. It's like you work in an office where there's decent bathrooms. I've heard stories about construction workers
Ugh.
with midday baits.
Midday
I don't
baits
even
in
like.
the port-
I don't even like shitting in
No.
the porta potty.
Like, what do they
sitting
do? Just sitting over top of the porta potty, try not to look at it as they're trying to.
Well,
get
there's
one out?
another thing. I went to the shitter this first thing in the morning, and all I smelled was weed. And I was like, okay, so someone was walking around stoned.
Yeah,
in
so
their mind.
hopefully it's not one of your
Well, I was
fucking
like-
excavator
I
operators.
was like, let's hope it's not the crane operator.
Yeah.
Like, let's hope it's. But I went in there and it was funny. One of the other guys came out. We came out at the same time. He's like, "Did you smell weed?" I was like,
Hey,
"Oh
you
yeah."
smoking weed there,
So-
boss?
someone's
His
definitely.
eyes are blood red.
He's like, "Is that you?"
hey,
I mean, wait,
do you smell that?
Wade J. I mean, he's not operating machinery, but when he used to work in our office, he would fucking get vaped up at the start of the day,
Yeah, and
yeah.
a lot of
And
people.
I
I think
guess
a
what-
lot of people do.
and I would know when he wasn't.
He would get aggro.
Oh, he's aggro J or testy J. Aggro or testy
Hey,
J.
I love drunk Jay with no weed Jay.
Drunk Jay with no weed Jay
is like
is an
it's like you've cranked up the it's like you're doing the draft and you've done the slider for
Yes.
hyper aggressive.
oh yeah, totally.
Vape 10 up.
Yeah.
We need more vape Ted in there.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, I just want to say shout out to chat. We got
What up, chat?
a couple. Jenkins Gaming's been in there 30 minutes before the chat, and he has a lot to say.
Hey, Jenkins.
He has a prediction, so we'll tally back to his prediction that he has at the end of it. But just wanted to say shout out to Jenkins, and we got a guy from St. Louis, Missouri, in the chat named Martez Wright.
What up?
Cowboys Nation DCL.
Oh,
for
Martez
life.
Wright, what up? Instagram follower. He's been a CanFan Instagram follower for a long time. Martez, talk to you all the time. Appreciate you being in here, man.
You're getting the point. You're getting that.
You're getting
the point. You got the
Leo
Ant point.
No,
Yeah.
the Leo point.
So Martez, it's me that sliding into your DMs, brother.
Yes, brother.
And then Travis O'Shea, tough schedule.
Hell
That's
yeah.
what I want to say.
It
Okay, so
is.
what do we got?
It
What do we
is a
got? What do
tough
we got?
schedule.
Well, first things first is we're bringing up the schedule here for the Dallas Cowboys 2024 NFL season. And while we're doing that, I'm just going to be pulling up our.
Did we get any right?
That's what I'm.
I don't think we did. But we did. We picked hard games at the start. There's hard games at the start.
Ravens week 3.
Ravens week 3. Like, we'll dive into it. But
We were hoping that was going to be the Thanksgiving game.
I thought we did. No, we did Texans. We were hoping Texans, and we missed it by 2 weeks. Bastards. So we'll get into it. The thing with, okay, guys. One thing we knew, the Cowboys were going to end the season with a divisional rival. It happens so often, and it actually kind of makes sense. Washington, with what they've done this season, with bringing in DQ, bringing in a bunch of ex-Cowboys, drafting Jaden Daniels number 2 overall. There's a possibility that the Washington Commanders have a giant turnaround this season, and there's a possibility that the Cowboys end up playing Washington week 18 in January with a bunch on the line. Like, that is a very big possibility. A lot of people are predicting the Cowboys to not have his 12-5 season, and a lot of people are predicting the Commanders to have a much better season. So just starting a little bit with just kind of, throwing it out there a little bit. That Washington Commanders game could be a lot more important than it has been the last 2 seasons when we played Commanders. Oh, and this is the 3rd year in a row that the Cowboys finished the season playing the Commanders.
Which is a little weird, eh?
Which is a little weird. Little weird.
Wages. So right now, Alex is bringing up
Our
predictions so we can cross and compare. Or do we want to go through the schedule first and then
Well, I'm
compare?
just going to have it ready.
Have it on the dock. Okay.
The thing that irks me the biggest about our schedule this year before we jump in week to week is this week 7 bye.
It's early.
I don't like it. It's way early. And then after that, it goes into San Fran, Falcons, Eagles, Texans.
You got 4 hard games right after the bye week. You have this bye week, and then, but the one good thing about the Dallas Cowboys and playing on that Thursday night against the New York Giants, they kind of get a mini bye somewhere in the week after Thanksgiving because they play Thursday. So week 13, the Cowboys play the New York Giants on 11/28, and then they don't play again until week 14, which is 12/9.
Yeah.
So that's a bunch of days in between. So that's kind of a saving grace, and I think the Cowboys sort of get dicked because of that. They'll always have an early bye week or an earlier bye week.
I mean, I don't mind the early bye, though.
Why?
I just think that... actually, no, I hate the early bye.
Go on.
I've changed his mind with one question.
No, I thought, what was our bye week last week? Was it
No,
week
last
9?
year. No, last year it
Last
was.
week, that's it,
Last year was like 9 or 10.
Yeah, okay. I like the 9 or 10 area is what I was, and that's what I thought. And then I looked down like week 7. I don't fucking like week 7.
It's an issue. I personally, with the Thanksgiving Day game and having that multiple days off between the Thanksgiving Day game and then the week 14 game, they kind of they always have the Cowboys earlier in the season.
No, you're not wrong. So do we want to go down the list? Hey, everyone wants to know. No one's asked except for me. Fuck you. When are you going to do your classic predictions on TikTok?
Fuck, I should have did it today. I kind of forgot about it. I'll probably tomorrow. I'll probably roll it tomorrow.
Yeah, like that's we've all
I've
been
done
waiting
it
for
every single year. Yes, I'll have to do that. I've totally forgot about that. But it will be tomorrow. I'll get my official Ant best prediction out there in the world, and I have a feeling it's gonna be a good one.
No Cap Cowboys take says he actually likes the bye week before the Niners game.
So I want to hear an explanation because we're all saying later is better because you got banged up. I want to hear the reasoning for an early bye week. Like we're swayable. All three of us are very swayable.
Very swayable.
A reason why the early bye week is good.
Is good. I want to hear some reasons why it would be good.
He's specifically saying before the Niners game, he likes it.
Okay,
So he gets extra rest before a hard game.
So they're coming in juiced up. So you think they're getting any injuries, any dingers, they can get those guys. So you have a guy that's kind of, a little bit on the did not participate list and a little bit of the banged up list. At least he could get fixed up.
You kind of now I'm talking midfield. Do we want to go week 1 through week 18? Should we just start, or can I say what I was going to say? But it's a mid-season rant here.
Yeah, you can go rant. Fucking rant. So there's no rules.
If we go week 7 bye, and then you have San Francisco, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Houston.
That's a tough one. See, I'd rather the bye after that 4-game stretch, honestly.
But before that, you got Detroit, Pittsburgh, Ravens, and Cleveland. So they have their front. We thought it's kind of what we were predicting. It's a heavy front 9.
Yes, it is.
And we're talking about golf courses.
Another thing we can all agree here.
Actually, not even because it's. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, there is 18 weeks. Yeah. There's only 17 games, but we can all agree this schedule is way harder than the last 3 years.
Totally.
There's a lot of So what happens because the Cowboys finished first place in the NFC East? They have to play the first place in the divisions that they're matched up against. So the NFC South, the NFC West and the AFC North, I believe.
One thing I just want to know, these time slots, are these Eastern time slots? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
so I was wrong when I...
oh, no, sorry, I'm wrong. Those are Central.
Those
are Central. 7:15 on ESPN. That would be either 5:15 or 8 p.m.
Yeah,
so this is Cowboys time.
Okay.
So this is Central.
I think most of the times when they do release a schedule, it has to be on their time.
Well, because I think this is Dallas Cowboys.com. So it'll show their times.
Yeah, because the one I had printed out last week that I posted everywhere in my house was all Central time. So I'd always have to be like, okay, what's
subtract 2,
I'd have to math it.
Subtract 2.
Here's some interesting. I wonder, can I do this? Let's go through the schedule first, and then we can compare.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's just kind of. And anyone has a thought, like AJ, you read through it, and if we have a thought, why we think the game's going to be good, or why we think the game's going to be a good spot, bad spot, or any random thoughts that we have.
Okay, so we got week 1 at Cleveland Browns. That's a mid game.
Yeah, so it's an afternoon game for us, 1:00. It's in the slot before the Sunday night. We've never had that as CanFan either. So CanFan, that's always been a primetime game. So we've never had a 1:00 game for us to watch on opening. So you know what that means? We get to watch that, and then we get to roll into the night game, and we'll do the first Sunday night game of the year.
Oh, yeah, nice.
We'll live stream that. So we'll do a back-to-back stream. Cowboys game, quick recap, which works out nice because there's about an hour and a bit in between.
WayJ's finding it.
So that's good. I like that.
Well, WayJ's finding that. This is a $2 super chat from Radical 808 saying, "What's up, guys? Having vodka mules, crack them,
baby, crack them if you got them, son." And I appreciate hearing that there's other people out there cracking them if you got them on this Wednesday night main event, son.
So our evening game on the 28th will be, or our 5 p.m. game, I guess, right?
On the 8th of week 8th? 1.
So it is going to be Rams and Lions.
Okay. That's a good one.
Yep.
Goff. Yeah, Goff versus Stafford. That's decent. That's juicy.
That's juicy.
We'll be juiced up after. We'll be excited. Hopefully a bunch of screenshots.
Oh, boy.
Real quick side note about that. There was a meme going around, and I don't know if you guys saw it, about Goff and Stafford's numbers since they've been traded. It's eerily similar.
It was the trade worked out so well for both of them.
Except for one.
One has the Super Bowl, obviously, and arguably Goff should have played in the Super Bowl last year. He should have. They were killing San Fran by 3 touchdowns in the second half, and then just had a colossal collapse. But guys, back to week 1 with the Cowboys at Cleveland, so it's a away game, and it's against an AFC team. What are you guys' thoughts about that? Because a lot of the time, or again, I'm just going to go back to the 3 years that CanFan's been in existence. We've never faced off against an AFC opponent. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I like to kick off the year with some sort of hook involved, whether it be a division rival or just like a rival who we're going to meet in the playoffs.
Playoffs.
The Cowboys versus Cleveland Browns, there's really nothing there. But perhaps that's the best place or best time for that to happen, because we're going to be excited just that football's back anyways. So
Yep.
there's the excitement. The one interesting thing, though, is they're always trying to utilize the Cowboys to get the biggest bang for their buck that they can out of the primetime games, right? So week 1, I almost assumed, Cowboys are going to be a primetime game.
Very rare.
Now
Very rare that they're not.
And now we have Rams and Lions, which obviously that I would put that above a Cowboys game, just because you got that Goff versus Stafford.
Well, like you said, you have a game within the game. The two quarterbacks for their ex teams are against each other. So there's that Hollywood aspect.
Whoever
of it.
wins takes the pink slips.
Yeah, whoever wins gets to fuck the other one's wife.
I thought you were actually a soundbite when you said it. I was like, oh, that's a new soundbite. It's crazy.
And then there's the Jets and 49ers also in that same time slot, which
So there's 2 Sunday nighters.
there's 2 Sunday nighters.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Monday nighter. My bad. So anyway, but still, Cowboys could have arguably played either one of those games. What's the story between Jets and 49ers? Does one stick out here for you?
Jets 49ers, I think it's more so the Aaron Rodgers comeback
Aaron Rodgers comeback and then just 49ers playing.
are good.
Okay, so point being is just, are the Cowboys knocked down a peg on the NFL's best teams to play for best bang for your buck type of?
Well, I think it shows you that they are just by seeing that stuff. With the Cleveland Browns, obviously they have Amari Cooper, who was
Okay.
but that's a kind of a non-existent thing. He's been
That's
off
an
the
old
team.
story
Yeah,
now.
it's an old story. But interesting enough, the Cowboys open as 1-point underdogs.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that? Like, to me, Deshaun Watson still as the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns does not make them a better team. I'm taking Dak Prescott over Deshaun Watson any day, and I just don't see it. I get it. Usually, even if the Browns were 3-point favorites, it's basically saying it's even.
Yeah.
So even as them being 1-point favorites, it's kind of saying the Cowboys are favorited, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But exactly, it's not really an exciting game.
I'm taking the Cowboys still.
Cowboys week 1.
Well, we're going to see Micah Parsons has been having some words, or Njoku came back out online and was kind of calling Micah out. And then also Myles Garrett's going to be lining up against Guyton. So we're going to get, that's
That's good.
We're building some
Yeah,
story.
you're building some storylines.
And Amari Cooper versus
Coops.
the Cowbs.
Coops versus Trayvon and Deron Not So Bland.
Is this the first game the Cowboys have played against the Browns since the trade?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Look, we're building it as we fly, but let's move on to week 2 here.
Can you boost it in a little bit there, AJ? If you can. There
Well,
you go.
I'm going to cut off some.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's
We'll
okay.
scroll it down the list. It's just a little bit more interesting for our guests. We got a lot of people in chat. What's up,
Shout out,
everybody?
chat.
Sup.
Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, because we appreciate that. That brings more boosters to the CanFan Maniacs, baby.
Bot G's in the house.
G, what up?
Boots says, sorry I'm late, boys. I was busy booking my flights and hotels for the home opener and
Boots on the ground.
and the San Fran game. So
Nice.
Boots, we will be going to the San Fran game. You know that. I don't think we're going to go to the Cleveland game, though.
Probably not. Probably not the Cleveland game.
Week 2, New Orleans Saints come to play the Cowboys, and this is a morning game.
Fucking 10
Sunday.
a.m. for us, boys.
Love it.
Do you like the 10 a.m. games?
I actually don't mind them.
They derail my whole rest of my day.
If I have something where I can continue the party after, then it's fine. If not, then yeah, I get home, I eat. Unless we eat here, and then I'm probably taking a nap at some point.
You gotta nap up.
But you say it like your day's already derailed. Sunday's season is the days dedicated to the
But I'm
Cowboys.
fine by that. But at least so when we don't have the 10 a.m. game, I can sit down, I can watch the morning games for a couple quarters, watch my fantasy team, have some breakfast,
Get ready.
be here by noon, and then we kick off, right? But here I'm gonna for the 10 a.m. games, I got to be here at 9 a.m.
Up and at 'em.
Up and at 'em. You know, it's just like for me
It's tough.
the afternoon game's always a nice block. And just a side note, last year the Cowboys only had 2 morning games, so it'll be
Right.
interesting to see how many they log in.
So far we got one, and actually I screwed up. Boots is going to the New Orleans game, the home opener.
Oh,
I said
nice.
I said home opener, and I was talking about Cleveland because it was week
yeah,
1.
yeah.
Like a fucking idiot.
That's okay.
Like I'm a fucking idiot.
Hey man,
ever.
don't be hard on yourself. Interesting enough,
harder.
both games are by Fox, and then so New Orleans Saints. What do you guys think about that
I mean,
for week 2?
all first 3 games are fucking Fox. So Brady's going to be knowing how to call.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's going to be. We're not going to hear it.
No, we won't hear it, but at least we don't have to see Greg Olson's stupid forehead.
Oh, yeah.
At least we don't have to see him just Neanderthaling at us.
Okay, the first 2 weeks for me are comparatively the lowest excitement games almost of the whole season.
Agreed. And they're back-to-back.
So
That's good, though, because sometimes we get that late in the season.
Yeah.
And, like,
totally.
the first 7 games are so good, and then it's like, it happened to me last year. I hate to say it, but there was a couple games there that it was like, I'm still excited that it's a Cowboys game, but you don't still have that same amped up thing. Whereas against Cleveland, week 1, we're going to be amped up no matter what, like you said. And we'll still be amped up by week week 2.
Yep, exactly. Or we'll be nervous as shit going into
because they lost, right? So maybe that's good that it's kind of like that.
I call a 2-0 just off the top of my head on this run. Week 3, Baltimore Ravens, and this is where I think
tough.
We get our first tough competition, and we're really going to see how that defense holds up against a quarterback like Lamar Jackson.
And, hey, this is an exciting one.
This is a midday game, too.
The NFL 2023 MVP versus the guy that should have been the MVP. So that's exciting, right?
Yeah.
Daniel Jones is on the Giants.
Sorry, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I didn't mean Daniel Jones. I meant Josh Allen. Fuck.
But you said New York Giants.
I know, but I said Daniel Jones and I went into the New York Giants,
Hey.
but I wanted to say Josh Allen.
Speaking of New York Giants, our first Thursday night game.
Prime Video.
Interesting. At the New York Giants.
First, so interesting
week
enough.
4,
Hey, we're in New York.
Hey, DeVito, or whatever the hell that guy's name was. The interesting enough is the first division game isn't until week 4, which I'm very surprised about. The NFL usually likes division games early. We don't have one until week 4 at the Giants on Prime Video. In the States, if you want to watch that game, you have to be a subscriber to Prime Video. You cannot watch it anywhere else. I was flying down to Vegas a couple of years ago, and there was the Thursday night game. And I was in the hotel, wanting to have a couple pre-games down in Bellingham.
True.
And I wanted to throw on the game, and you could not find it, so we had to go. I had to go down to the hotel bar to watch it.
I
was forced to go to the hotel bar to watch it.
After we go through this, we'll have to take a look at who we play in the preseason because it doesn't show there.
It does, I think, at the bottom.
But they're like, well, Aaron, it says a week free trial. Why don't you just sign up for the free trial? Oh, no.
Gotta go.
We gotta go to the bar.
Gotta go to the hotel bar.
Gotta go to the bar, bro.
Gotta go to the hotel bar.
You're already standing in the hallway.
Yeah.
Week 5. This is a fun game at Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm excited to watch the Steelers this year with the draft that they had. They got
a good one. Couple of our boys.
Couple of our boys that we really liked, that we really championed. And just Steelers. I like the team. I like the history.
That would have been a Mike Johnson trip if we would have went to that one.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like Mike Johnson was a big Steelers fan. Actually, Stadale, UKSD, he might be going to a Steelers game this year. And
that would be a good game. That would be a good game to go. And hey, fellas, that is also Sunday Night Football.
It's a Sunday Night Football game, and on NBC, the first NBC.
Well,
first Cowboys prime time slot. Like Thursday night is prime time technically,
right?
But they're always kind of just like the
kind
Thursday
of the stepchild game.
Yeah, it's the stepchild game. Whereas like Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football is kind of the cream of the like.
Obviously, last year it worked out for us because a lot of our betting week to week paid for our tickets, like our Thanksgiving Day tickets. But it would be funny to try to have some money put aside to see, like, could we, let's say you're betting the week 1 through 3 game to see if we could actually make money to pay for a third game.
Well, I'm telling you right now, versus Cleveland, versus New Orleans Saints, versus Baltimore, all those odds are going to be very favorable for the Cowboys to bet on, just straight up.
Yeah.
That'll be very favorable. Like if you just, like we got to the point in the season last year with the Cowboys, we were doing so good, and then we had to start doing prop bets because the payouts for just the heads up was so bad. But those first 3 games for heads up bets, well, one, they're already underdogs against Cleveland.
Yep.
Against New Orleans, they'll be pretty close, especially if they win week 1. And then Baltimore will probably be the favorite. So you got 3 games right away that are going to be nice betting tools.
And we're going to be putting some money on that.
Oh, yeah.
And then we gotta run it back.
You guys got to run it back.
We're running it back.
CanFan Buckaroos.
Then this is kind of the last. Interesting that it lines up the week before our bye. Week 6. After week 6 here, and we're at home against the Detroit Lions, midday game, afternoon game on Fox. So another Fox game.
So Cowboys will always get predominantly Fox games.
Yeah.
The Fox has the right
because they're right wing.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's the reason. Fox has the NFC and CBS has the AFC.
But after this week 6 game against the Detroit Lions, which is going to be a good game.
Hell yeah.
Probably our biggest test. Well, next to Baltimore or in that same tier as Baltimore. But sorry, what I was going to say is after week 6, this is where the NFL starts to show its true colors. Who's who. So maybe in that, if I'm making an argument, there's a case for the week 7 bye. Is you're either doing really well and you can work on the things that are working in your favor, or there's some hiccups in those first 6 games and you get that reset week to kind of go back to the drawing board. We saw the Cowboys do that. I don't know if it was exactly week 6, but it was when they started to really throw to CeeDee Lamb and utilize him as a
they kind of lost to San Fran in week 5.
Week 5, right?
And then they might even have the bye week. They lost to Arizona early, which should have been 1. Then they lost to San Francisco, and then they had a bye week shortly after that. And then they started just chucking it to CeeDee.
Okay, so going into the bye week, what's your guys' record? So I can tell you what Davey in chat says. Davey in
give
chat,
us a couple.
2-4
to start.
Ooh,
Greasy.
Davey.
Greasy.
I
don't agree with that. Who are the 4? Okay, let's, instead of that, before we give our predictions, let's look at these 6 teams and rank these 6 teams.
And this is in the bye week. Some of them are saying 5-3, or like I'm saying going into the bye week.
Going into the bye week, what are we 6? Yeah. I think Baltimore's the best team. Then you got Detroit Lions. Then you have Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns, New York Giants. Sorry, I'll go New Orleans Saints, New York Giants. Those are my 6.
Yeah.
And then where would you put the Cowboys in there? I'd put them probably behind Baltimore and Detroit. So that puts us as the third best team out of the 7 teams.
Both of those games are home games.
Baltimore
which helps. Detroit, which helps.
The Cowboys were undefeated in the regular season last year.
Which is why this helps here.
Yeah, in the regular season.
The only Boots is going to be at the New Orleans game, so Boots live in person. He doesn't have a good track record at AT&T Stadium.
At AT&T, that's okay.
Right, it's at AT&T. They lost when he was there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this has to be a retribution game for Boots, at Cowboys at home. I think Pittsburgh's going to be a sneaky tough game. I think that one will surprise us.
So give us a record for the first 6 games. Chat said 2-4. What do you guys got? Just off the top of your head.
Low, because I always do low, because then I can be happy if I beat it. 3-3.
I can't see us being less than that. That's kind of mine was 3-3 too. I completely agree. 3-3.
More realistic for me is 4-2.
4-2.
I'm 4-2.
4-2 is realistic. 3-3 is kind of my bottom. 2-4 would be to me a nightmare start to the season. And 1-5 or 0-6 is just inconceivable.
Trade everyone.
It's burn it down. Burn it down. 0-6, you're fucked basically.
I think we're gonna be. I think Pittsburgh and Cleveland we're losing to. I think we're gonna lose in the home opener.
Okay,
I think we're gonna lose against Pittsburgh.
I like that because they're both.
Well, we don't like that.
No, but I like the reasoning. They're not teams they're familiar with. They're both from They're both from the AFC North,
and they're away.
Away games in outside fields.
Yeah, exactly. So that
early in the season, though.
Look at BW1.
Guys,
look at us.
Look at us. Look at us.
And
just look at us.
And
just look at us. Crack
me, got him, son.
Nobody in chat said that.
Oh, would you look at that?
That was all me. Okay.
No, I love it. So week 7 bye. Let's say 3-3, but we'll figure it out at the end too. We're gonna recap.
And I think we go into 3 sections here. So you got the first 6 games, then you go from week 8 to the Thanksgiving Day game.
Yeah.
So
and then Thanksgiving Day game.
What's the score going into our second bye of the season?
That's kind of what I mean. Bring it into the thirds, right? Because you can't really go you can't go first 6 teams and then go the next 10 game or 11 games, right? Like
I like
break
that.
it
I
into
like
3 kind of.
And then maybe we'll see at the end what that record adds up to, because that's always surprising. So
you guys both said 3-3.
Well, that's kind of my low, and I agree. They're hard teams. There are some tough matchups and a 3 away game. So I'm going to stick with the 3-3.
And who are we winning and losing against?
Well,
I said who we are going to lose to. Who are we 3 losses?
Detroit, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh would be mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so are you guys the new bandwagon brothers?
We're necking.
Okay.
We're
Are
necking.
you guys
Necking.
nicking each other?
We're
Hey,
boosting.
we can't help it. So week 8, this is going to be the first
hopefully
CanFan trip of the year.
Yeah, baby. CanFan will be flying the fuck down to San Francisco, being live in action. And this is another primetime game,
Yeah.
baby. So the Cowboys have 2 Sunday Night Football games within the first 8 weeks. So
That's nice.
are we falling out of favor? Or are they just trying to get more meats in the chops in a certain section?
I think they just really had to go with the Rams Lions at week 1. That makes a lot of sense.
That's a sexy game.
But yeah, week 8, this is going to be the hardest game potentially of the year, probably of the year. And we get to go see it.
And there's just so much on the line.
So much on the line.
And to be there in person for the Cowboys to just get that. Do you know how much it will go to the psyche of that team to finally beat San Francisco? That's something at week 8 that if they could do that at week 8, that just sets them on a trajectory for the rest of the season.
Coming off the bye is really great too. And we might have our boy, Nate Dizzy Dog. I messaged him and I told him we were going and I said, you got to come. And he said, anything is possible. That
Well,
was his
Baba
reply,
wants, bandwagon Baba wants to go.
Oh,
To the San Fran game?
Yeah, she said she wanted to come
Well,
down 100%.
Bandwagon Boba just knocking somebody out?
I don't want the algo to hear our conversation and then
Up the
choose
prices?
those
Oh,
prices.
Oh, I
up.
know. Well, when Anthony and I were looking before, and I did a couple different changes, then I went back to the original one, and they already fucking upped it.
They boosted up.
Gosh darn it!
Well, we'll get our ticket to fly down
Yeah.
soon. But we still got some time because
Exciting game, though.
this
That
is
an
end of
exciting game.
October, Sunday. So Halloween is. Will Clayton make his return live in stadium?
You were
Live-
No, you were Clayton versus Arizona, I think. I was going to say you were
Oh,
Clayton
shit.
last time,
Yeah,
but
no.
you'd be the same colors. You'd have to be blue Clayton.
blue. Yeah, he's a blue devil.
I don't
Hey,
know.
Blue
Or-
Clayton, the
or-
Royal Blue Cowboys, like the boost shirt that ad has on
or
right
a
now,
little behind.
which you can find at canfan.com.
little behind baseball. Plug your ears if you don't want to have something spoiled for you, but maybe because Clayton sits in my spot. And that's all I'm gonna say. But what if Clayton has his regular red devil skin tone, but then he tries to put blue makeup on over
Just like on top.
so it's like purple.
No, if he goes Clayton with a star,
Yeah.
a blue Dallas Cowboy star.
Yeah.
We'll Clayton will know what Clayton needs to do.
Oh,
That's
man.
gonna be a fun game. It's right around Halloween.
You didn't.
So
you didn't dress up though at the 8 because we went
SoFi.
at SoFi. That was
Yeah,
a
he
lot.
was. He was he went as the most fucked up person in the stadium.
What game was that? Was that near Halloween?
Yeah, you don't remember. You don't remember.
Was it near Halloween?
Yeah,
It was like a couple days before.
It was
huh?
it was in October.
Well, hey, things change.
People change. People change. Mocks.
Week 9, we
People
got.
change mocks. Things
We're
change.
so back to back.
Back-to-back bye weeks.
Back-to-back-
Back-to-back away games.
yeah.
Sorry, after the bye.
Yeah, Atlanta Falcons. This is an early morning game on Fox on the Sunday.
So what's that put us for
That's our
early game?
second.
Second. That's at 2.
Two.
second early game? Falcons.
2.
Interesting.
Utah, give me 2.
I don't think they. Actually,
I like
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, Bijan Robinson,
Yeah.
London Drake,
Yeah.
No, it's
Kyle Pitts. There's some firepower. They
there
also
is.
took a bunch of dudes.
It's
they
week.
have.
It's week 9. It'll be Michael Penix Jr. Who's
I was gonna say
playing
maybe
quarterback.
Penix Jr.'s in there. I think there's some storylines for that game. I don't hate it, and it'll be interesting.
Nothing directly connected to Cowboys.
Nothing connected except seeing how good Bijan is,
Yep.
and maybe Atlanta Falcons are one of the next better teams in the NFL, right? So
Well, I'm
exciting.
I'm scared. Year two Bijan week 9. He's either
With-
going to be coming into it or he's going to be just who we think.
With a new coach, man. Crack him if you got
We're
him.
not gonna do
Yeah.
that.
Bijan being used how he should be used is scary force.
Yep.
Very scary force.
Here we go. Probably the biggest. San Fran is actually the biggest game of the season, but this is the biggest home game of the season so far. Week 10, Philly Eagles fly their little shitbird plane into Dallas to play us. Mid-season game on CBS.
Which is weird. So I just went on a tangent saying NFC teams get Fox, and then you
then
have two
boost,
NFC
yeah.
teams, and you have CBS, which is kind of strange.
They got to shuffle it around, I'm sure. But this game is
Maybe
going to.
we'll get Tony Romo.
This is really good to have a mid-season Eagles game because think about it. Week 8, San Francisco. Week 10,
I'll think about this.
Crack me if you got him, son.
Philadelphia Eagles. Both of those games can either increase or decrease morale, like for the season. You lose to Cleveland Browns week 1, it's like, oh shit, they got our number. But these games mean something to beat the 49ers and to beat the Eagles. So obviously Eagles for divisional purposes, but also just for rivalry and online
Prowess.
shade. Yeah, online prowess, exactly.
Speaking of rivalries, the next fucking game, week 11, against the surging Texans with CJ Stroud, the Battle of Texas, man. So that's gonna, man, look at this. Look at this 4-game stretch. San Francisco, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Houston. That is the hardest stretch of the season.
Yeah.
Right now, like on paper, the hardest stretch of the season is week 8 to week 11 with the 49ers, the Falcons, the Eagles, and the Texans. Luckily, it's a 2-for-2 split, and the Cowboys get the 2 home games on the back end of that 4-game road or 4-game
Dog.
Man, that's a tough one.
You can't, so tough you can't even say it.
I can't even say it. And against the Texans,
Monday
the first
nighter.
Monday nighter, baby.
ESPN. Week 12, we got the Washington Commanders. We got 3
Commanders is a
division
10 a.m.
games in
game.
4 weeks here.
Oh, that's another tough stretch right there.
And this is a 10 a.m. game, yes.
10 a.m.
Adam?
game. So
That's
that's,
three.
That's our 3.
That's
our
3
third
mornings.
on Fox. Commanders, I mean, it'll just be interesting to play DQ.
See how it
what
is.
he's got.
See how it is.
Again, by week 12, it could be more or less exciting depending on how both team seasons go.
And Commanders game, short stretch. It's that Thanksgiving time. We were talking earlier about hitting that game, but I think we're gonna.
Well, yeah, you got the Commanders
Delay
game,
it.
and then you have the short turnaround for the Cowboys leading into the Thanksgiving Day game against another division rival,
Week
the
13.
New York Giants.
And that's
New York
the
Giants.
That's the Thanksgiving Thursday night game on Fox, baby.
With CanFan in attendance. And if you want to see CanFan, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, son.
So we're actually, it's 3:30. It'll be one an afternoon game. I like that slot. I like that slot
Perfect.
for the Thanksgiving game because it
That's-
gives us.
That's a regular slot that we usually get.
Yes,
to,
yeah.
right?
But I when I read it at first, I thought it was
Later.
PST time.
Oh, right. Okay.
right.
Which doesn't make sense. I don't know why there's never been like a 3:30 PST
But
game.
you saw it and you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. But you're like, oh, it's Thanksgiving. It makes sense a little bit.
Yeah.
The best part about that is we do our huge. We get to the stadium.
Yeah.
We do some tailgating. We do some drinking. We do some shotgunning. We watch the game. We do some more drinking. A lot of drinking.
Yeah.
Then we go to our gas station.
We go to our gas station.
We go to our gas station where we get picked up. We usually get some shitty food.
Did we do the gas station?
Yes, you were too fucked up to remember.
Yeah, we did.
We did the gas station, but we didn't stick around very long because Taylor had gotten us a Uber.
Right.
So
right,
we
right,
got
right.
basically went in there and we grabbed like shit that we could make in the microwave when we got back. I wanted to go there because I wanted to get another drink. You were at that point.
I don't even remember.
But it wasn't like usual where we're out there for like an hour waiting for an Uber. We were there for maybe 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, I like that. I mean,
Maybe 10 minutes.
You know why though? Because we went to Texas Live.
Yep.
We fucked around outside of the stadium for like an hour and a half.
We
2
got the
hours.
Uber really fast.
And then it was already like
That's true.
The time that so that's probably what we'll do again this year.
Texas Live. That was fun.
And I think
Yep.
what we were chatting about, which again, this is behind baseball, but this is how we do some CanFan planning. We've left usually the last couple of years the Friday, so the next day we're gonna maybe push it and have like that nice little day off.
I thought we
Friday
did
and-
last
No.
time. Oh, no.
you went to Mexico.
That's right. That's
Anthony
So
and I
you
were
went to
up
Mexico.
at 5 a.m.
Yeah, Ad and I's, it sucked. It was
The
a
last year was such a fucking terrible travel there
travel
and travel
days.
back.
Yeah, and then we got stuck in traffic for fucking ever.
We
coming
got
back
stuck
from
in
Seattle.
traffic coming back, and then on the way
Right.
there, our plane, Anthony and I plane got delayed. So that was a terrible.
no good. Very.
But having that
Okay.
Friday off in between, we can kind of catch up on some of the editing and crank some stuff out, and then have a
Maybe-
nice leisure day on Saturday.
Maybe head back to, or no, I thought one year we did because
That
we
went
went.
the first year.
First
Right,
year we
okay.
did,
The
and
co-
it was
the-
nice.
the COVID
that was
year.
like, yeah.
We
we
kind of
went-
just chilled out, and we went for lunch out in Fort Worth, and kind of walked around on the Friday. Didn't really do much.
Did we go to the Star?
Yeah, we went
Yeah,
to
we
the
went
Star,
to the Star.
And we watched
some
the
high school,
high school
playoff. Yeah,
playoff?
playoffs.
which would be fun to go to the Star again.
Yeah.
It was, I out of all the trips, I think that was my most enjoyable one.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, now we got to break it down from week 8
Right.
to week 13. What are you thinking here? What are you thinking? Because this is tough. AJ and I went 3-3 to open the season. Ad went 4-2. What are you guys getting from the week 8 to week 13 stretch?
I'm getting 4-2 vibes. And I'm not loving that, but I'm getting 4-2 vibes. I think
You think the Cowboys got 4-2 in that?
Yeah, because I
Juicy.
think they're going to be turning it on at this point. I think they come out with a win against San Fran or Philadelphia and Houston, or like they lose.
Yes.
They lose to one of those two teams, and then there's just that back-to-back, or those 3 divisional games, week 10, 12, and 13, that I just see there's another divisional loss in there, probably at the hands of the Commanders in Washington.
Don't you say it, you dirty
DQ
bastard.
is going to be on his play his best game. They got a lot of good. They upgraded. Washington upgraded.
They're not schlubs
They're
this
not
year.
schlubs this year. So a lot of ex-Cowboys who might have like a little bit of a vendetta out for whatever reason.
Still relying on a rookie quarterback, though. You just never know, right? So, AJ's got 4-2. What are you thinking?
3-3.
Okay.
So I think we're going to lose to Frisco, Falcons, and Houston.
Okay.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a rough. I think it's going to be a rough mid stretch.
I'm also going 3-3. I'm going 3-3. I think I'm going Falcons. We lose to. I'm thinking we lose the first game to the Eagles, unfortunately, and then I don't know which game we're gonna lose, but I think we drop one of the divisional matchups. So I'm sitting 3-3 for a total of 6-6. Do I like that? No, I don't like it, but it's.
This is the reasonable.
I just feel like the gap between like last year the Giants Commanders.
Yep.
I'm not even thinking they're ever beating the Cowboys. Not a chance. But the gap has closed a little bit in my mind. And at this point in the season, there's just too many variables with injuries, and there's just such a thin line with the Cowboys starting lineup to their backups for me to feel completely confident right now. So I'm going to go with 3-3 right now.
Yeah, and this can all change after we see the training camp. And,
we're gonna do our usual right before season final.
Oh yeah, this is like
picks.
this is our initial, and this is like
way too early.
Wait, this is our super early picks.
So last leg here, we got week 14 we got to, right?
Yep.
Week 14 home game against the Bengals, Monday nighter on ESPN.
Second Monday night of the season.
That's a tough game.
That's tough. And man,
we're gonna know who the Cowboys are at this point.
You're gonna know, and you're gonna know. Luckily, it's at home.
Yep.
And Burrow, you're gonna know what he is.
I like Burrows. Here's the thing: Burrows has so much good about him, but he's not. He has this bendability to him that can lose games, and it might be because he's like just taking a shot, like Josh Allen, for example. Sometimes his interception numbers are a little bit overrated because he's not afraid to just say, okay,
Huck 'em
game
and
on the
chuck 'em.
line. I'm going to huck it down there and, it gets picked off. So
Huck it, chuck it, fuck it.
I think,
is that Josh Allen fucking the football again?
there's a little bit of that in Burrows. But again, Bengals too, scary team. They've got some weapons, and the biggest weapon is their quarterback. So we will see what happens, but that'll be a fun game.
One of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And then you got the second year in the row that the Dallas Cowboys traveled to Carolina to play
CJ Stroud's.
Sorry. I said the wrong good quarterback.
Bryce Young
from the Carolina Panthers. So that'll be fourth morning game of the season.
Wow.
We've doubled our morning games.
Yeah. Maybe they're just trying to get people up and out of bed to come watch some football.
I'm going straight. One of the days, I'm showing up with just a liter of orange juice and champagne.
Yeah.
And I'm just going straight mimosas.
Mimosas.
And I'm not mixing. I'm just chasing the orange juice with champagne.
Here's my theory about that with the analytics is they see that, okay, if we get Cowboys fans up early, they watch all the games. If the game's at noon or in the evening, maybe they skip the morning games.
Interesting.
Or something like that. So
and that's actually another good way, because we are trying to kind of transfer into doing a little bit more streaming on games that aren't Dallas Cowboys. So having 4 morning games does open us up. It does open us up a little bit more to being able to do another game, or our afternoon games then open us up to being able to do the night games. Yeah. So either split that you want to do.
I want us to do one of those weekends. It won't be the Commanders one, since we're going to be leaving most likely the next morning. But one of those ones I want us to do fucking all day.
So
All day can happen.
All day
Yeah.
can happen.
The last all day we did, it was just AJ and I. We didn't even finish the
No, you
last
thought
game.
it was an all day.
we got through. We got as far as we could.
And we're like, the pizza took forever, and we both
Yeah.
got like hung over midstream. We're like, should we
Yeah.
just end this? Yeah, just end it.
So the last 3 weeks here, week 16, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
This is an interesting one.
That's a primetime game. Sunday.
Third Sunday nighter of the year. Yep. So right now we got 3 Sunday night games and
2 Mondays.
2 Monday nights and 2 Thursday games.
and a Thanksgiving.
And-
2 Thursday.
That's the Thursday.
That's the Thursday. So 2 Thursday games.
Well, I feel like the Thanksgiving game has to be classified like a Monday nighter.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
They didn't give us one of those weird day games, like a
Tuesday or what
Tuesday,
they were doing. Yeah.
Tuesday or a Wednesday or
Well,
Those
the Commanders could be.
Those COVID years are gone.
Yeah, but the Commanders could be.
Commanders could be.
could
Yeah.
be a weird day.
Week 17 at Philadelphia. That's just a midday afternoon game on Fox.
which that would have been the game because we talked about going, and that's still a possibility that
There's
we
a
could do an away
possibility
game.
if we get crazy.
Hey, we'll see what happens throughout the season. If
Maybe we're riding high.
if we're doing well with ads and we're doing well with
Well,
our
and-
super
and-
chats.
Well, and here's what's also deadly about it. It's right after. It's going to be after Thanksgiving. So we were talking when we talked to other people in person about, oh, we should do it next year. We should do it in person. We should go to an away game to Philly. That might spark us. I could see us being drunk and in the moment,
But this is
locking it in to go.
this
into
is
the,
if we
the
go there,
Philadelphia
we're spending New Year's in Philadelphia.
Oh, gross.
Hey,
December 29th.
use guys.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, use guys.
That's a fucking movie right there.
That's
Yeah.
a movie.
Lost in Philadelphia on New Year's.
Just wear a stab vest, and we'll go roll in.
And then our final game of the season here, Washington Commanders Week 18 TBD.
TBD.
So they don't know.
TBD.
So
So
we-
that 5 games to finish out the season. What do you guys
Thibodeau.
got?
Thibodeau. I'm just gonna say we close out the game. We're gonna win all the games on the way out.
You read my mind.
So do you know what that?
5-0,
do you know-
baby.
Do you know what that puts?
Hit into that fucking overdrive going into the postseason. 5-0.
Do you know what that puts my record at?
You went 12. You went 4,
Hang on,
2,
hang
3,
on.
and 3, 5 and
Let
0.
me say
Oh,
mine.
right.
4-1 is what I think.
Okay,
Close
4
up
and
the
1.
Ooh.
So
Which
AJ's
Which I like that run at the end, and it's against some.
We're all gonna have the same record.
Yeah. Let's see. So, Anth,
I'm 5-0. I'm saying 5-0.
AJ's doing some quick math right now.
I'm pretty sure we're all finishing with 13.
No, you and AJ.
Sorry,
you
12
and,
and
you and AJ finished 11
and 6.
Guess what? Poppy finished at
13 or 12 and 5.
12 and 5.
Okay.
okay, well,
11
hey,
and 6. I was fringe thinking before like doing this exercise before going through each game. I was feeling right now, and I think we said this earlier or on an episode a couple weeks ago. I was feeling 10 and 7. So going through this and seeing the schedule, 11 and 6.
yeah.
I'm still kind of, 11 and 6, 10 and 7, tomato type thing. So interesting enough.
And here's our preseason games. Week 1 at LA Rams. Oh, wow. We're
All losses.
We're the Lost Boys.
Lost
The
la-
Corey Feldman Lost Boys.
Loss.
Yeah. And then preseason week 2 is at Las Vegas Raiders. And then preseason week 3 at Los Angeles Chargers, which
No, home.
home game.
Yeah, home.
Oh. Well, I mean,
So guys, there's a possibility I missed 2 of our preseason games.
ooh, how come?
I'm in.
You're in Vegas for the second one.
What day is that?
Hey,
I might be
hey,
there.
Hey, you just Leo'd it right there.
Leo'd it right there, dude.
I might be there.
You'll have to go.
What day can we figure out days?
Yeah. Find it out. Week preseason.
Okay,
week
so
2.
they don't have that updated yet, but I can tell you
Oh my god, I might be in Vegas for that.
preseason
Booshin'.
week 2. Okay, here we go. Cowboys, August 11th.
no,
125.
Raiders.
Hang on, what am I looking at? here?
I don't know what you're looking at.
No, this is right.
What's the day?
Oh, Raiders, sorry, August 17th, 1 p.m.
No, I'm not there.
No, you're not there.
Fuck.
Ah,
17th, but 17th I will be in San Francisco, so I won't.
Oh,
what?
so they play the Rams. What's week 1? Because we're gonna be in
They don't
Oxnard.
have that. They
We're gonna be on Oxnard for week 1.
close to it.
Yeah, no, we'd be there before.
No.
Unless we just kind of
No, because we're gonna go Oxnard that first or second
we did
week of
last
August.
year. We did 5th to 8th or something. So we missed. You're there the week before the first preseason game.
I guess you get a preseason bye now.
But we could make it. We could.
Hang on.
Because Lynn's was looking to take time off, so I just said we're going to be going probably between July 30th and like August 11th. Those 2 weeks.
I think the first week, that week one's going to be, if the second week's 17th, that'd be on the tail end of your days.
So I guess the preseason games have not actually been fully fleshed out, but it's going to be August 9th to 10th is the preseason week 1. August 17th and 18th is week 2, and August 22nd, 24th, and 25th, my birthday, is week 3.
So I'm going to miss preseason weeks 2 and 3.
That's all right.
But
we'll hold it down.
I'll be in Vegas for week 3.
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
I'll jump in there at some point.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, I think I'm going to be going to I'll probably be, like, I was going to do 2 weeks.
You should skip it then, or you should bump it up so that you do get that game.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, well, that's not the Las Vegas one.
No, the LA Rams.
Yeah, the Rams it'll be between the
Be
9th.
like your 14th time to SoFi.
Oh, yeah, fuck. It would be like my 4th.
SoFi's beautiful.
So,
plus the kids would like to go see a Cowboys game.
Oh, for sure.
I think it would be fun. Preseason also, you get it's week 2, did you say?
No, week 1 they play at Los Angeles Rams. So
well, actually, all 3 preseasons you have a chance of seeing the starters out there because it's one less game now. So, you don't want to rest them for all 3 games. They're going to at least play one of those, right? And
You'd hope.
Who knows which one it'll be? I like our predictions. They're going to change by the time we get to the season, I'm sure. And I know that this is not going to line up with the Instagram post, and it
Definitely
damn
not.
well better not be.
It definitely
we
not.
know what we do.
That definitely not. I'll never give a realistic one. Ever.
But there was another big thing that happened this week, and we can kind of maybe just touch on the fallout of it all.
Do you want to toss me one before you get into it?
Absolutely.
My friend, Mon Frere. Toss me one, son. Oh, nice one. That was good.
I went around the defense.
Only spot I could catch it.
That was a great toss. Okay, we have the Cowboys rookie mini camp.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
And
I
I have
switch this to say Cowboys news. You keep talking.
I have our boy in a very blurry picture, looking like kind of an old man lost in a snowstorm.
Looking like someone, he went out for dinner and all they served him was vegetables.
Yeah.
They're like, here's a bunch of broccoli.
No, he went to his daughter's who's getting married, his son-in-law's family's house, and they're all vegans. So he's just come walking out like, what the fuck did I just eat?
Well, where's the pork gravy?
I can't believe it.
Man, pork gravy, again, was just in the States, had some chicken and waffles and had some pork gravy on it. Oh, it was fucking
Well, I'm 100%. Look, what I love about staying the extra day in Dallas is last time, I don't know that we did barbecue. We got to do barbecue
No,
again.
okay, and there's a
We
spot.
gotta do
There's a
barbecue.
spot that I follow on the IG.
We're going.
We got to do it, but it is in Dallas, and I still think it'd be worth it. It's one of the best. It's called Terry Black's Barbecue, and they have a spot in Dallas, and it pops up. It looks so goddamn.
I was saying
good.
to Anth, I bought a bunch of new camera gear, so I think this year I'm going to actually bring down some better camera gear, and I want to film like a fan documentary while we're doing all this stuff. So extra stuff that we could do is always nice.
What about how far away is that Post Malone?
We hit that coming out of the airport.
Yeah,
That's the best way to do it.
If we go,
Raising Cane's
it's right
Posties.
beside. It's right beside Love.
Dallas
so
Love.
If we fly into Dallas Love, which you and I didn't, but even if we go Fort Worth, I'm doing Cowboys Raising Cane's.
No, but if
this
we
year.
have that extra day, we can make a food
True.
trip out of it and be like, okay, we're going here to eat lunch and we're going here to eat dinner.
Well,
or something. Well, who knows? We're going to be there for a few days. It's going to be awesome. Come join us.
we get there the Monday, and then we have Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Don't forget that we got our Cowboys Chris night.
Cowboys Chris night, yeah.
Cowboys Chris night. Cowboys experience will
looking forward
probably
to that.
go.
We'll
end
hit
up
up
going
at
to
some
go.
point.
Do something with Super Cowboy.
Texas Live, Super Cowboy.
Guys,
We got a bunch.
I mean,
we got a bunch of shit going on.
It's a 2-week trip. Let's book the Bengals game and stay down there for the extra 10 days.
Is that it's away after? Yeah. Okay, so we got 3 biggest takeaways from Dallas Cowboys rookie minicamp, originally posted by A to Z Sports by Mauricio Rodriguez. What do we got?
So we were all the biggest question with the Dallas Cowboys draft picks were, okay, these guys have skill. There's a lot of question marks about them. How are they going to perform and where are they going to play? Well, we found out really quickly that Tyler Guyton is going to be playing that left tackle position. And I'm excited for that. The second guy, though, who's actually probably might even be, I hope that they both have Hall of Fame careers, but the one that I think I put higher hopes on is Cooper Beebe playing center for the Dallas Cowboys. He's just such a physical wall, thick, wide boy.
Thick boy.
And although it is his first year kind of playing center, and maybe I overestimated because I've said I think that center is one of the harder positions to play because of the addition.
You have to call protections. You have to call protections
to play it well
and still play your position.
And play your position and adding that additional snap. You got to snap and however you do it, it's still taking, a couple milliseconds off of your ability to get up and block that line. Because even if you're just snapping the ball back and you do it perfect without looking, you're still in a compromised position when that ball gets snapped, right? Because your arm's off the ground and going backwards. So that all that added up, I just have that's I think a really that's the more risky play than Tyler Guyton. But he's playing center. Him playing center, Cooper Beebe, they say is plan A, and plan B.
Okay, so that's pretty much, and our biggest fault, and again, I'll say this because during our draft show, we don't have the audio on, right? So like as we're doing our initial reactions, which we were actually, our initial reaction for the Beebe pick was actually pretty good, but we're not hearing all this stuff right away. And then we're not also researching it because we're doing the show and we had guests, so we aren't instantly researching the pick. So our biggest takeaway initially from the Cooper Beebe pick was, well, they got a good guard, but they needed a center. The Cowboys are looking like they drafted him, or they did draft him to play center. So that makes the pick instantly tenfold better than what we originally thought it was. And we were happy with it because Beebe's tape speaks for itself. The guy's a fucking road
I was
grader.
more happy that night when I'm fucking drunk trying to cut the thing, and I'm like, whoa, this guy's a dog. I actually might. That might be my first offensive lineman jersey.
Oh,
because you got a Tyler Smith.
I
think I'm gonna go a BB.
Oh,
and
AJ's got to get a Guyton, and we're the wall. We're the Dallas wall.
And Baba has Martin.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
Well, let's see what the look. That's probably gonna have to be an online.
You want a BB, don't you?
It's gonna be an online purchase because you
you got to.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna be there.
The Cowboys are gonna be pulling out. Crack them if you got them.
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
Hey, toss me one. Son.
I do want a BB.
Yeah, BB jersey would be good.
Hey, bandwagon BBs?
Wagon BBs.
Because that's exactly what it would be.
Home and away.
Yeah, home and away, the
I'll
bandwagon BBs.
I'll get Guyton. I'm totally cool with that.
And I'm already rocking that T. Smith, baby.
And here's what BB told reporters during minicamp. Adam, you want to read?
They called me right after, O-line coach Mike Solari, and he told me straight up, he's like, hey, get some snaps going. You're going to play center. BB told reporters entering minicamp. So I've been prepping ever since then. It sounds like a bad audiobook version.
Oh, great. Another prepper. Just what we need.
I've been part of a lot of centers that have come from other positions.
Hang on.
Oh, sorry.
Just saying, this is Mike McCarthy. Go ahead.
I know.
Just trying to
give me.
Okay, go for it.
Don't you ever
Sorry, I was just
take away Mike McCarthy from me.
I thought I was playing I'm playing the Cooper BB in the audiobook version of the Dallas Cowboys rookies.
I've been part of a lot of centers that have come from other positions. He's looked good so far. I've been impressed.
Even though
not much to say.
And then AJ's the narrow. Even though Brock Hoffman held his own last year when filling in for Tyler Biadasz, it's really starting to sound like BB. Crack him if you got him.
Crack me if you got him.
He's a front runner for starting role once week one comes around.
Hoffman, catch you later.
Hey, but
Catch you later, Hoffman.
I like it because if BB is who we think he is,
if BB can be our baby,
then he's going to be in that center position. If not, Brock Hoffman, whilst probably going to, let's fast forward to the end of the season. If he ends up being the starter, he's probably going to be in that lower third. He's probably in the high spot of that lower third. And maybe he'll surprise us, but he's a solid backup for the position for both guard and center, right?
Well, the good thing,
it's spicy.
If we get 2 starting offensive linemen in the first 3 rounds, and one was a freebie essentially,
is this better than the 2022 draft?
Could be, possibly. And then you don't know what Nyland's going to do. You don't know what Maurice is going to do. Like,
that's right.
Those 4 picks could be pretty sexy come come the bye week.
They weren't sexy picks, but they might do your classic 90s, early 2000s coming of age teen movie where the hot girl who's obviously hot, but she's just wearing glasses and has
What do
a
you mean?
ponytail.
She has glasses and
Oh!
a ponytail.
What a disgusting pig! Spit on her! Spit on her!
And she's
then
wearing overalls.
and then like she
Oh, and she's got paint on her overalls.
oh, gross! Pee on her head. But then she trips and the glasses come off and somehow her ponytail gets knocked out
She's a
and you're
10.
suddenly like, holy shit, who the
She's a
fuck is
10.
that?
She's a 10. BB's my 10. BB's my baby.
10.
10. Let's look at
10! A 10! A fucking 10!
gentlemen. Ooh, this is a juicy one. This one is juicy. He's number 2 point. Ezekiel Elliott is not RB1. I wonder if there's an asterisk.
Juicy with a capital Y.
Okay, Ants, you gotta pull it.
I
so
don't. Okay, yep. Set us up.
Mike McCarthy talking to reporters. Let's hear what he has to say.
I don't think that's fair. The guy carried the ball more than anybody in history in his first couple years. That's not going to be his role. We're running back by committee, but I think he'll definitely play at the level that he's played in my time here. That's good. That means 12 touchdowns.
Look, I don't think when we signed Ezekiel Elliott, I never once thought, okay, he's coming back to rush the ball for 250 times.
running back short up. Like no one thought that. No one.
No.
We thought, okay, short game might be a little bit better. Blocking out of the backfield might be better. Zeke can still catch. He had 51 receptions last season. So that's an improvement from the running backs from last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's all good. Like you can still be a very versatile running back and get catches and not be an RB1. Like I don't think no one in their right mind thought the re-signing of Ezekiel Elliott was an RB1. In 2022, his last season with the Cowboys before he had a stint with the Patriots, he was arguably the second fiddle to Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think anyone's thinking that he's an RB1.
No! I will not die today!
This is the combination though. Is like Zeke might be running those harder yards, and I'm fine with that. My ideal end of year snap count for Ezekiel Elliott is around 100 rushing yards and then 50 receptions. Like a lot of receptions compared to his
So
rushing yards.
100 attempts.
100 attempts, rushing attempts, 50, let's say 40 receptions.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is fine by me.
That's what we do.
That I think because I'm still really high on Dowdle anyways. I think Dowdle needs his chance over anyone else on the team. And who will be our third running back is the bigger question that I'm asking myself.
Deuce is loose. Crack him if you got him.
Crack him if he got him. And I'll just reiterate, if Deuce does show up and
We'll be stoked.
and he's because the effort is not a question with the kid. He definitely puts in the effort. For me, it's always just been you cannot teach size, and he just doesn't have that. So he's up against very high odds. But if he does happen to show enough to be for the Cowboys front office to be confident that, okay, this is our third dude, and put him in something exciting, bring him out there. Of course, if he comes out and you're only using him in like
special
type of packages, it's going to kind of be a telltale sign. But maybe he can do more than that.
Well,
that being said, who is that third?
Well, the thing with Vaughn, before we move on from that,
Yeah.
he's also not going to have that hype that everyone was expecting from last year. Like, reading some of the comments from people going into the season last year, talking about how he was the savior at running back. And granted, he had a very, very illustrious collegiate career, but
Well, even this
we had
year,
to be realistic about, like,
even this year when Tony Pollard moved on from the Cowboys, and it was like, okay, here's our running back room: Dowdle, Davis, or not Davis wasn't even actually included, but Dowdle and Vaughn.
you're like, oh my God.
There were
Excited.
people who were like, yes,
Finally, you took the cuffs off them.
It's like, man, if Vaughn had any sort of
he was a healthy scratch for a lot.
and if he had any sort of a claim to his name and what he could do on the football field last year, there was a wide open opportunity for him to take that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'd like to see Hunter Lepke getting a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
More options. I mean, I don't know after his goal line fumble, he's going to get it, but
well, and that's the hardest part because where does he fit in now in this running back room?
Fullback still.
Oh,
No, fullback still, but like he's not going to get those touches, those fumble, the Lukey fumble touch. He's not going to get that anymore. That's going to go to Zeke.
Put him in front of Zeke blocking, or put
Oh
them,
no, absolutely.
Or think of this: both those guys, because they're both pretty good receivers. Put them both just back there. So,
Team Ramrod.
Team Ramrod.
You know.
Mike
Actually,
McCarthy does not have the Whataburger patience for that. Okay.
listen, I actually might. As I'm thinking of like Lepke, I'd like to get a Lepke jersey. And I'm like, Ferguson. I might actually go with the
Ooh,
Ferg
nice.
jersey.
That's a good one.
Might
that's
go
a
with
good one.
Ferg jersey.
Wait, see, now you're reaching that area of contract where it's like that's only a max, potentially only a max 2-year investment.
I'll take the 2-year investment.
I know. I went and got a Gregory jersey my first year.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, and it's sitting in that closet
And
over
it's
there.
one of my favorite jerseys.
It's a nice one. That
It's sitting in the
The
closet.
salute to service.
Salute to service one.
a very good year for the salute to service. They were pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely,
was.
I don't have a salute to service in my arsenal, so I might go.
Well, here's the thing. We're going to have to look online because
Year one of the Cowboys CanFan bought a Trevon Diggs salute to service, whatever. No one even liked Trevon Diggs at the time when I bought it, but I knew Diggs was going to be that guy.
you knew him. You knew he was
I
going to
fucking
be that
had
guy.
that shit before
know what?
Trevon Diggs' first breakout season.
I'm happy. I'm excited to wear a Diggs
I think
jersey this year. A Bland. Oh, a Bland.
I think out of all 3 of us,
I was on the
I've-
Diggs train before anybody was even close to liking Diggs.
I might only
Debatable,
have
debatable.
a CD Lamb jersey
Left on the team?
left on the team. Oh,
No,
and Diggs.
no,
I got
you
a
got
Diggs.
Lamb,
I got
Diggs.
Yeah, you got Diggs.
You got Parsons.
I got Parsons. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Never
Oh,
mind.
you got a few. You got to get. That's a good stable. You just need three.
And you,
guys.
and you got a Dono Dub.
No, you want to pick,
yeah, Donald
but I
Dubb,
want to
that's-
pick.
Dono Dub.
I do have Donald Up. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So
lot.
I'm good.
You're good.
Sorry.
You're
Okay.
Don't you have two? You have 2 CD Lambs, don't you?
I mean, we have probably 10 jerseys.
We have so
each,
many jerseys.
It's a wide shot in the jersey.
So let's see this here. So McCarthy, last thing we'll say about the running back, added that these times. The way to go is running back by committee, which the NFL is going to. Rico Dowdle is looking like the man to lead a committee in which Zeke and a third back will be getting significant playing time. I don't think we're mad about Rico Dowdle leading. Out of those 3 guys, between Zeke, Dowdle, and X player, right? Dowdle looks good. Like, he looked good and should have had more carries. It's just the unknown is a little bit scary.
How far back is Dowdle from Tony Pollard? And no disrespect to Tony Pollard.
Like last year, Tony Pollard?
Last year, Tony
Not
Pollard.
that far off in the eye test.
I don't think, I love Tony Pollard. Much respect for everything that he did to us. Have his jersey. One of the first jerseys I bought, actually.
Oh yeah, AJ was on the TP20 train before anybody.
Yeah,
He was.
but yeah, like it's a tough job being the bell cow in the NFL. And sorry, what I was gonna say is, on the jerseys, remember in the shop that we go to, they only sell like 4 players, so they didn't have the rookies last year in the shop.
Yeah.
In the Cowboy shop, so we're gonna have. I'm
Yeah.
not saying. I don't know if you were thinking of purchasing the jersey down there.
No, gosh. No.
Okay.
I'm getting it from our
Yeah.
I'm getting it from
I'm
our.
getting it
But
from
I'm
our
just
guy.
saying-
getting it from our plug.
Now we
Our
know.
plug.
I'm getting it from our plug. Are you kidding me? I'm saying all this stuff. I probably will buy 4 jerseys this year, but
No,
I'm getting it from my plug.
It's a jersey buying year for me at the Dallas
Ooh.
shop.
Oh, you don't
So,
have. Oh, because you.
I'm not going to buy who I think will be available there.
Smart.
You know what I mean? Like I'll get a rookie jersey, order it online,
You're doing a jersey buy.
but when we go down there, yeah,
Okay, so
gotta do a jersey buy this year.
Because I got my Dak Prescott jersey, which hopefully he gets re-signed. Because then I'm looking at a $400 jersey that's sitting up on the wall.
yeah.
I
I know that's the hard problem is that
I got a Parsons. I got a Parsons.
He's fine.
That's good.
I got a Parsons. The only jerseys I've bought in Texas, Micah Parsons and Sean Lee. That Sean Lee is.
What about Zeke?
I didn't buy Zeke down there.
Okay,
Linebacker, baby.
Okay, so
so you're gonna buy Leafau?
No, I'm
when you're down there?
I'm not gonna buy a jersey. I'll probably buy like a couple. I got the or not the salute to service, the catch one, the cancer catch.
Catch the hoodie.
Yeah, the hoodie. I got that
Salute,
for
yeah.
and such a good price. It was on sale. Like
I
it was
fucking
money,
should've bought that
so
one.
I was stoked on that.
So our third note here, before we move on to our last topic, is Nathan, 7th round tackle
Nathan
pick.
Thomas.
Nathan Thomas will also be playing guard.
That's what we like to see with the 7th round pick, some flexibility, right? Don't pigeonhole yourself into one spot. The more spots you can play, the more Swiss Army knife you can be. And I'll say this, guys, after the draft, our offensive line I'm liking the depth, I'll say. Like, sure, there's still question marks. You got a couple rookies that are potential starters, but a guy like Nathan Thomas, another rookie, to add to the pieces that the Cowboys already have, somebody's going to come out and they're going to find the best 5 out of those dudes.
And I would rather take a chance on that 7th round pick, bring him in, because our backups outside of our starters and maybe a couple of the backups who we've already talked about here today, like, here's the names that they have who Nathan Thompson will be competing against. And you tell me which one of these guys you think deserve to be on the team, or would you rather have Nathan Thomas see what he can do? Matt Waletzko, Chuma Idoga, Earl Bostic Jr. Those are like the 3 names that they mentioned in this article.
No, awesome.
And awesome Richards. Okay, so those 4 guys, if you, like right now before preseason, it's like you know what those 4 guys are going to produce. Maybe not so much awesome Richards.
Well,
but
let's go get the fuck out of here.
That's Wingspan. Let's go.
Wingspan. Let's go. And
get Ed Gaff. I don't give a fuck about let's go. Beat it.
Yeah, that me too.
Like, I believe if you haven't showed it in 2 or 3 years, get a guy in the 7th round, let him throw him into the mix, and hopefully he beats out one of these bums.
What are you doing with your?
Well, let's go sitting right there eating nachos as he's watching our.
Well, for him to eat nachos, like he's like reaching.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm like. He's watching this. He's like,
he almost has to like go up and down like this.
He's sitting there with his cracker. He's like, he just heard you fucking talk shit about him, and now he's just disappointed.
Monster of a human being.
Love his measurables.
Yep.
But he
hasn't
just
showed it.
Hasn't shown it. And whenever I'm playing Madden, that's what I do. I give guys 2 years to show up and develop.
Give me something.
And if not, then why not drop what you know you have that's not going to really give you that edge that you need and try this 7th round pick?
You know what we call that? You know what Jerry calls that? Trimming the fat.
I'm trimming. Come in here. Come and sit in my lap.
He's trying to pull.
He gets Let's go to sit on his lap.
Come sit on my lap. Let's go.
But
Are you sure, Jerry?
He has the big. He's sharpening his knife like Bill the Butcher from Gangs of New York. He's like this. And he's cutting something.
Shining his salt shaker.
So this is McCarthy on the versatility that Nathan Thomas brings to the Cowboys.
You have to prepare that way. That's the reality of it. Because when you do have versatility, if you could make those decisions early in the week on Monday, Tuesday, you have a really good chance to make sure the guys are ready to go win on Sunday.
And this is what Nathan Thomas said.
Oh, are you going to be Nathan Thomas, or do you want me to be?
You go ahead.
What makes me different is I think I can play.
I love your Nathan Thomas.
I love
your Nathan Thomas.
He sounds like such a lead in a musical.
Yeah. Give us your Nathan Thomas.
What makes me different is I think I can play multiple positions at a high level and on. Sorry.
Give us
Take
again.
two.
Take two. Ever quiet on set.
What makes me different is I think I can play multiple positions at a high level and on a consistent level.
There it is.
Okay.
That's your
now, he should have said,
Nathan
if
Thomas.
I was editing this, it would have been multiple positions at a high and consistent level.
I'd been
Cut
like,
the fat.
I'd have been like, hey, Nate, I don't know if you're going to make it in Hollywood.
Hey, Nate, and again, that's me reading the unabridged version of the Dallas Cowboys minicamp Audible book. I'm playing Cooper Beebe and Nathan Thomas.
I like your BB.
And can I sneak another one in here?
Sneak it.
Yeah,
Sneak it if you cheek it.
This is just about our main dude, Tyler Guyton, the guy who the Cowboys have invested their 1st round pick into.
I thought you would be thinking about a Guyton jersey, but I guess
said he was.
Oh, you said Guyton?
He said he Guyton.
I said
Well, I thought you were saying
Guyton,
BB. Yeah.
We're gonna figure that out.
Well, we're doing
I'm happy with
bandwagon
either one.
BBs. We're doing bandwagon BBs for
BBs.
sure.
But Guyton says he's getting ready to work. And the thing I just want to touch on is he rented an Airbnb, probably sky high rate too.
Yep.
And he's been working out with Duke Manyweather for the last 2 weeks. And Duke Manyweather is an offensive line teacher, savant. And so that's great to hear.
That's located right by the Star, or near there, and that's where his Airbnb is right near.
He's had a lot of great. If you look at Duke Manyweather and his company, I forget the name of the company, but if you look at them online, you can see that they have a lot of talented NFL players and young guns who do go and work with them. So it's not like who the fuck is this guy? Because that's what I asked right away. Duke Manyweather.
You got to look into him. You got to look into his LinkedIn, which I know you did.
He sounds like a villain of a town in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
Duke Manyweather.
Yeah.
And next, you have to battle Duke Manyweather. But I got to ask you before you dive into this article a little bit more, AJ. How much more excited are you of Tyler Guyton the more you read about him?
I like this stuff like this.
It pumps you up.
Pumps me up because his measurables and everything, and the fact that he was a tight end.
He's got the skills. He's got feet.
That agility. It's just about becoming fundamentally sound. And if we look at Tyler Smith, I believe Tyler Smith had the same or had some similar negatives on his scouting report with his hand placements. And I could be wrong. So
no, you're right.
Yeah. So
you're right.
So, and the Cowboys were able to correct that. you base is one thing and is probably easier, but getting your hands in the right place at the right time, timing, all that can be taught. I don't know what's going on with this article. It keeps fucking bumping around.
You got no ad blocker.
I do have an ad blocker. Oh, I turned it off here.
You got no ad. I mean, I fucking don't have an ad blocker.
Anyways,
do it live.
Point being is I'm liking it. I'm becoming more impressed, and I'm getting more. I'm still walking behind that that wagon that's pulling, that Tyler Guyton bandwagon, as bandwagon boys do.
Come on.
Before we get on, we stalk for about 3 to 4
You're like
weeks.
there. You're like walking.
Yeah,
behind
we're just
it.
walking behind, stealing food, stealing bread when you get
like something falls, you both come out from each side of the road.
No, we're either stalking it or we're the first ones on.
Yeah, exactly. But
or we're diving to try to kick it.
He's our boy,
Yeah.
and I'm on board with him, and I like what I see. I like that he's in there doing the work.
Oh, for sure, he's excited and he's there.
Sorry, Anth, I know you had a point
for it.
The thing that I think is the hardest is these players coming out of college football, and some of them with the kind of measurables, but maybe a little bit more raw talent, like a Tyler Guyton here. They do not have a lot of time to get prepped for the season, right? And it's not only like counting down the days, because there's a lot of work you can do in a 6-month span, let's say, which I think is what we have here, or just about 5 months, right? But it's actually, the time is so limited in, like we saw in training camps. And sure, they might have a week-long training camp, but when you break it down, it's like they might have
20 minutes of plays in a day,
exactly,
or something.
So you add that up,
spitballing, but
like probably less than 10 hours of actual like in-game kind of.
And
playing.
then you throw in a postseason game. There's only 3 of, or sorry, a preseason game. There's only 3 of them, and more than likely the first overall pick ain't playing the whole game.
No.
So then you're not, now you're getting very limited action. The one thing about Guyton that the things I've heard at least is he's further ahead where he's at right now than where Tyler Smith was at the same time.
That's great to hear.
That's
good to hear. And guys, out of anyone that's going to be evaluating offensive linemen, we got to trust in the Cowboys front office because they've done it so damn well for the last 15 years. So to hear reports like that and to see that they liked him enough to draft him at the spot they did instead of getting a guy like JPJ, and then to still go and get another freebie pick with BB. So it's the more I think about the pick, the better it is.
I like the fact that he, like, out of all of it, you're taking that, it's that extra go. Like you're going in early, you're working out with someone else. I think the pressure of being that first round pick and not being disappointed, if you're a Dallas, like, he's basically living his dream. He grew up being a Cowboys fan.
Oh, this should motivate him.
You got drafted first round. He seems like he has a decent head on his shoulders.
Which is huge.
Heavy hammer.
Heavy hammer.
Oh, fuck. 6'7". That guy's, it's like AJ
6'7".
hanging from his
It's
pelvis.
AJ's fucking dangling between his legs.
It's like that optical illusion they use in Lord of the Rings, where you look at it, you're like, oh, that's just the size of a shot glass. But then as it gets closer, you're like, oh my god, is that a fucking
Garbage
elephant?
can?
Yeah, exactly.
They're shooting. He shoots big for small. So I like it. I mean, he has the athletic prowess. And as Ant said, like, the Cowboys, if they target an offensive lineman, they have a good track record. So
I knew we wouldn't get through a show without talking about a Dallas Cowboys wiener.
oh gosh,
we
we wouldn't be us.
Wouldn't be us.
We wouldn't be us.
Guys, what do you feel about with the schedule out though? Feeling good?
I feel good. And
Feeling
there's
crispy?
there's
AJ
one
has one other
there-
thing
no,
he wants
there's-
to say.
there's one last thing
Get it for us.
that I want to bring up here. And before I do that, I'm going to get one more of these.
Get one more crack.
Get a crack 'em in you, kid. Get it in you, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em.
So Mike Zimmer, I don't know. Is it me? Is it just me?
I'm like
or is
Zimmer higher.
Or is Mike Zimmer making a lot of waves in Dallas Cowboys media this week?
That's what we
I
like.
saw his name a whole bunch. Now, a lot of it was circling around the his comments about Mazy Smith. And this article takes a little bit of a presumptuous swing, sorry.
But Lior Lampert from Fansided.
Yep. Keep it
Home
going.
of the
keep it going.
CanFan podcast.
So Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer was candid with reporters about where things stand with 2023 first-round pick Mazy Smith, almost to a fault.
So yeah, the thing here is they think that there's a thinly veiled shot at the Cowboys first rounder. Now, before we jump into this article, Mazy Smith came out of the draft. They had him at 328 pounds.
Yep.
Then he
Got on Ozempic.
got on Ozempic, dropped down to 165. No,
Drake,
Yeah.
Sub
What
three-
is that creature? It's Mazy.
Is that a ghoul from Fallout? Oh my
oh,
god!
Mazy Smith looks like fucking Christian Bale from The Machinist.
Oh god!
Training camp, I've been drinking one coffee and one apple a day.
Famished Smith?
But that's the thing is he dropped. It's always hard to tell because the measurements that they give at the combine, etc. It's like they players can jump like 20 pounds from.
It's hard to tell what's
hard
what.
to tell. But what we do know is that he was down to close to 300 or even sub.
He was under.
300.
I think he was sub 3. I think he was like 298 or
highs,
something.
but still
still under.
under. And they had him actually not playing a pure nose tackle role.
Yeah, they kind of had him as a 3 tech.
Gus says Mazy Smith went from Coors Banquet to Coors Light.
That's right. I want him back on Banquet. Thank
Get
you,
him-
GR7.
Get him on those fucking yellow bellies.
They were saying the reports were saying that Dan Quinn wanted him as a one tech, so that's why he was going down so low.
Yeah, but a 1 tech is heavy.
Oh, so then that's why he went. He was drafted as a one tech and then he went to a 3 tech.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had him playing more in that 3 tech role.
I'm not a lineman. Okay.
Zimmer's like Zimmer's sitting there and he had a pumpkin pie, and he when
You eat this.
this
you
is
skinny fuck.
this is behind baseball news, okay?
All right.
And Mazy Smith came into the room and he said, "You eat this fucking pumpkin pie in front of me right now,
All of it.
all of it."
And you know what? I'm gonna add syrup to it.
Yeah.
And you know what? There might be bacon. in
Zimmer
it.
says, "Listen, there's a movie called Stand By Me, and in the middle of Stand By Me, they do a story called Lard Ass. I need you to be the team's Lard
Yes.
Ass, Mazy Smith. Okay,
And I like that more
eat
because
that pie.
that's
that
what
fucking
Smith,
pie.
That's what Smith was playing in college. Now, to get to the article, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we like to go on our little side quest.
We do little side quest rants. I'm just
Hey!
Hey!
Look at that.
Hey, Fansided, you got to fix this color scheme here because
Yeah, no
our
one can read shit.
I mean, you can't read it, but anyways.
Yeah, there we are. Look at us. Look at us.
Okay, so this
Hey,
is
look at us,
Just look
eh?
at us.
look at us. Hey,
I mean,
hey.
look at us.
Look at us.
I should probably.
Did you ever think?
I don't think I'd once put that we're a fan-sided podcast.
No, because they took us off our now I see us back. I don't know what to think anymore.
I don't know what to think. Yeah, because we were off for a bit, but now we're there.
'Cause
don't
they
know.
I think they
Figured it
took
out.
us off because of all the swears and all the drinking and the comments.
I have a feeling people complained about us.
Me too.
Like we're not PG-13
No.
by any sense of it.
I'm going to listen to this at work. I got 3 guys talking about cocks. I got swinging in the
People
shower.
talking about Tyler Guyton's wiener,
They said it looks like a garbage can,
Which it probably does.
which it does.
Which it-
like,
which I'm
actually.
not. I'm not gonna play favoritisms here, but I bet you it is.
It
But
definitely
look,
is.
but I bet you it is. Okay, where are you going with this, John?
I don't know. Can you please take these guys off? I can't listen to them while I'm at work.
So-
Don't you work from home?
Let me do Mike Zimmer.
Okay.
Yeah, you are.
You're
I'm a Zimmer man.
a Zim boy.
Zimmer seems high strung, and I feel like in a situation, I don't know if any of us are really high strung, but if one of us got high strung, I feel like it'd kind of go AJ.
And this is transcripted from his comments with John Machota of The Atlantic. the Atlantic.
Yeah, and fuck John Machota. We love you, John.
We love Johnny. Obviously, he was a high draft pick, and I heard that he kind of struggled a little bit last year. We're going to start with the basics. Get him in good stance, get him using his hands the right way, getting his footwork the right way, and then kind of go from there. We anticipate that he's going to be a good player like he was in college.
I like it.
Very sarcastic.
I do
Zimmer.
feel like we need to do an audiobook.
Yeah,
I know.
Zimmer is quite sarcastic.
I'm not gonna ever listen to Zimmer now.
Zimmer?
I'm just gonna listen to AJ talking.
Zimmer, you sarcastic prick.
Oh yeah, that sounds nothing like Zimmer,
But I like the CanFan universe, Mike Zimmer.
But this is their breakdown, of that comment. Zimmer practically implied that he and the Cowboys are starting from ground zero with Smith,
Love it.
putting his training wheels on him after he failed to live up to the lofty expectations Dallas set for him as a rookie with the first-round draft pick last year. So I like it
that.
too.
I like that. They're saying they're forgetting about last year and they're saying, hey, we're starting you here.
Well, they have to.
I'm a different coach than what DQ was. I have different fundamentals. I have different wants and needs from you. He's building them he's basically looking at him as a red-shirted freshman, if you use the analogy from college, right? Like last year doesn't exist.
And there was that
Well, Zimmer's gonna say to him, "Listen, it's like you're gonna wipe your ass and it's gonna hurt, and I'm gonna ask you to wipe it some more. That's what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be all over you." And he's
Yep.
like, "What are you talking about? Wiping my ass, coach?"
It's a good one though.
Zimmer's gonna be all over him.
shoot, one of you guys.
You know why he is a Zimmer boy? Here, bring that picture up for Anth. He's wearing the classic AJ shirt. Go back
one?
up. This is the shirt that you wanted. You got a blue version of this.
Oh,
didn't
the
you?
Dallas Cowboys one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
That's such a Zim.
Let me just pull up this other photo here, and this can kind of be our last thing here. But this is
There he is.
what I like about Zimmer too.
Looks like he forgot his glasses, his bifocals.
Oh, 100%. No, they're honest. I wear my bifocals.
Zimmer's
Mike, they're on your chest.
Zimmer's looked like he's racked up a bill he can't pay for at a local pub.
At Applebee's.
At Applebee's.
Looking at it like, oh, I did not get that second. I did
shit.
not get that second whiskey shot.
I
Oh,
did
dang.
not get that onion
Oh, dang.
bowl or whatever the fuck it's called. But this is from Michael Gelkin at Gelkin NFL on Twitter or X.
Whatever you want to say.
Call it what the fuck you want. I'm still calling it Twitter until they change their URL. But one change to the Cowboys DC structure: Mike Zimmer will be on the sidelines.
Love it.
During
Fucking love it. Love it.
Hey,
We're sideline boys.
Sideline boys. We've always been sideline.
We've
boys.
always been sideline boys.
We never
always
brought
will
it
be.
up last year though, and I'm kind of mad at myself because I think
we talked about it prior. We did talk about it
But
about DQ being
we
in
didn't
the
make
booth,
it big enough.
but we didn't make it big enough.
Well,
And
and when we toured AT&T, we saw just where DQ sits. Like he's like, and they're
gotta
pointing
be
it's
down
like,
there.
you're up in the nosebleeds, son.
And we always give so much, shit to the players not being leaders and stuff, right? Like we did last year. We're like, oh, why does he look so disengaged? Well, you know how you engage a player when he fucks up or isn't in it? You get over to him on the sidelines and you don't even have to yell. You talk to him face to face. That's going to engage the player. So
Look.
the fact that fucking MZ over here, or MZ, if for our American following, I love it. I love that he's going to be down there slanging dicks.
This is the difference, and you know, hindsight's 2020, my friend. But what movie is that from?
Oh, I mean,
Dirty
that's
Works.
okay.
What the difference here between Zimmer's mentality and DQ's mentality, and much love to DQ, love what he did.
I do love DQ,
But I
still.
just feel
Hard to
like
see him in Washington.
if you are in the booth for multiple years, you're slowly pulling yourself away from the team. You're not in the trenches. Now suddenly you're a general calling the shots off battlefield.
Yes.
And what Zimmer's doing, he's saying, no, I'm coming down to the trenches, boys. Make sure I have my own fucking shitter, though. My own shitter hole. I want my own shitter hole. That's it.
And my own squire,
And my own squire.
or 8 of them.
8 of them. You know,
The flip side is he could be that fucking general who's like, I'm down there, and he gets on his horse and he fucking pulls out his like
Broadsword.
sword, and he starts going down and he gets shot in the face
with a
like,
cannon. Yeah.
I do love the Zim on the sidelines, though.
Yeah, Zim
I
on the
love
sidelines.
Zimmer
I
on
like
the
it.
sidelines. Anyways, all in all,
Zim's gonna walk in on the sidelines.
Y'all ready to bust some ass?
that's the Zimmer. That's what I want.
It's what we want.
That's what I want. I don't mind him being harsh. I don't mind him being, more aggressive,
I like it.
and I think that the defense can use it.
Knock some skulls. Guys, great Wednesday night main event. Wonderful time going over the schedule. We got to kind of go over what we thought our initial record for the Dallas Cowboys would be.
12-5, 11-6.
12-5, 11-6. That's what we're rolling with. We will not be back Sunday. We got some stuff going on, but we will be back the following Wednesday for another main event.
Ayo.
And hey, guys, if you're out there, don't forget, crack them if you got them, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
Thanks, chat.
Love y'alls.